Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you are new here, welcome. I am Psychic Bella Love. It's so nice to meet you. If you are not already, make sure you are subscribed. I do live streams every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard, 2 p.m. Eastern, and I do drop videos throughout the week as things come up. So YouTube has been on its unsubscribing sprees lately, so make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss out on anything. And today we're going to be taking a look at Ben Affleck and J-Lo and Jennifer Garner too, because Ben has just been looking more and more angry in all of the pictures that we see with him and Jennifer. And, you know, people were saying, oh, that's just how Ben is, but then we saw him all smiles around Ice Spice, and there's been pictures of him, you know, seemingly getting along wonderfully with Jen Garner, although there has also been pictures of him arguing with her. So we're gonna see what Spirit has to say about all of that. So let's jump in and take a look. I want to see first, what is his relationship currently like with J-Lo? NT from Crazy Days or Nights has been saying that a split is imminent between the two of them. So let's see. That's what happens when you have little hands and you try to shuffle big cards. And I do not take any requests for readings on YouTube, but if you would like to put in a request for any celebrity readings, you can join us on patreon.com/psychicbellalove. All my information will be in the description box below. We also cover the Illuminati, history, religion. If things happen throughout the day in the gossip world, I post about it and add my 2 cents over there. We go live each week, and that is where all of our Nicki Minaj content is for now. And you can join at just $3 a month. Make sure that you read which tier you are joining and what you have access to. But we would love to have you over there. And you will probably see me in this sweater in a couple more videos this week, because this is my time to sit down and pre-record. So stay tuned, because we do have more videos coming. Alrighty, let's see. Okay, I see a lot of like self-sabotaging going on as far as Ben is concerned again. It's like the same old coping mechanisms or negative behaviors that he exhibited in the past, you know, and we all know that he's had issues with gambling, drinking, those types of things. It feels like, you know, he's back into that world again, and Spirit is talking about this being like a coping mechanism, and it always does end up blowing up in his face and becoming this big self-sabotage thing where it's like he can't control himself, he can't stay on the straight and narrow or in that good place for too long. It's like it starts to become uncomfortable to him because he hasn't done enough of the work that it takes to be in a good place and stay there and want to stay there. So, you know, regardless of like whatever relationship that he was in, whether it's J-Lo, Jennifer Garner, anybody else, he's still always gonna find himself back in these spaces where, you know, he has to kind of mess it up, if that makes sense. I also am getting that there has been issues with money before he got back together with J-Lo, and then things did get better for a bit. Now it's not so good again. It does feel again like maybe I was you know, losing some money gambling again. And, you know, I'm kind of stressed about that. But it is talking about throwing yourself into these vices, throwing yourself into these spaces that are not good for you because you're trying to escape a life that you are unhappy with. And if you've watched my previous readings that I've done on, you know, this situation, I've talked about, like, Ben has this habit of picking women that are not partiers, that are not into those things that he's in, thinking that's gonna fix him, and then he becomes resentful, and then he does this, and this is where we're at again with this. And it's not to say that J-Lo is like this innocent little like puppy that just, you know, is sitting there getting used and abused or anything like that, but this is, you know, from his perspective of like how he ends up always kind of going down this crazy path. This is the thing, they fight a lot. They really do. And he feels like she's about much more of like the optics of things rather than the reality of things. And I'm sure she's probably had the same issues with other people that she's dated in the past, where it's like, I want to put on the sparkly dress and go out to the movie premiere and get the paparazzi pictures and smile and let everybody think that my life is a fairy tale. But then when I'm at home, you know, like, I'm not pouring into the relationship. I'm more caught up in the glamour and romanticism of how things look than actually what they truly are. And Spirit is saying she's difficult to live with and to deal with. And so this was just a recipe for disaster. And honestly, these two never should have gotten back together, and they certainly never should have gotten married. But there is a split on the cards coming up for them. I think that it's still going to take... I keep getting 9s and 10s on here, so I feel like it could be anywhere from 9 to 10 weeks to 9 to 10 months. It kind of feels like we're still more like in the 9 to 10 months from now phase before we get there. But there's definitely going to be a third party situation that's gonna happen that's going to cause this ultimate split. And it is coming, obviously, from Ben's side. I mean, remember last time when they were supposed to get married, and then it was like he got caught with strippers, and then, you know, the reason why him and Jennifer Garner ended up splitting up was because he got caught with the nanny. And it's just like, that's always his escape route, is cheating. It's like, I put you through hell with my addictions, but that's not what ever ended up causing my splits. It's the cheating. And it's like, that's how he knows how to, like, that's the only way how he knows how to exit a relationship. It's never about the other women. It's about Ben wanting to run away and using another woman as the way to do that. So, child... But he's showing up as the King of Cups with this 10 of Swords underneath him, talking about that self-sabotage, that, you know, deliberately ruining things. And it's just because it's like, you can't help it because you're not used to healthy, you're not used to normal, you're not used to being in a good space. So every time that things start to look like that's how they could be in life, it's like, gotta fuck it up. So let's see. Spirit, how is J-Lo feeling about everything? Thank you. Now this is the thing, guys, because I know a lot of people have been running around and saying, well, maybe his true love after all is Jennifer Garner, because he's allegedly been staying the night at her guest house and, you know, doing all these things. And Spirit saying it's not that, it's, there's a codependency between the two of them, where Jennifer Garner feels like, because, you know, they have kids together, that she's always gonna step up to the plate and try to help him for the sake of the kids. And for him, it's like, he knows that this girl is always going to be there for him. She's always going to jump in to save the day. She's always going to be that constant in his life and that stability. So he takes advantage of it. But it's more of a trauma bond and a codependency. It's not really about love. Because if it was about love, he would have fixed himself and ran back and got her back a long time ago. And Spirit's saying that she definitely, you know, sees that who he is really deep down inside. And it really is like, I would never want to put myself in that situation again. Like, I'm happy where I'm at in my life without you. I'm not trying to be back together with you. I just get really scared because I don't want to have to give my kids bad news someday. And I don't have to hate you just because we're not with each other any longer. So, let's see. J-Lo senses, you know, that, I mean, she definitely knows that they're having problems. But Spirit's saying that she senses, you know, that maybe this isn't going to work out as long as she hoped that it would. I honestly feel like, number one, they fight a lot about other women, about everything that he does. But number two, she's already like sort of eyeing up who's going to be my next person if this falls apart. Because J-Lo has a real issue with being alone. She cannot handle it. And so that's why we never see the girl, you know, single for very long. And when she is like coming out of a relationship, it doesn't take her more than a few months before she's, you know, living with some new guy and they're talking about getting engaged, or, you know, she's on to the next adventure. And so Spirit said the same way that Ben's falling back into his old ways of, you know, doing the stuff that he's not supposed to be doing, she's going back to her old ways of, let me, you know, put some feelers out in case he does take a hike. And I already got the next person lined up because she feels like those are the optics that she needs to present to the public. She's still going to try to push this idea that they are a happy family until she no longer can. But in the meantime, she is starting to have an eye out on who's next in the lineup. I'm being nice because I was going to say next victim. But this is the funny thing is that Spirit saying she really has a real jealousy when it comes to Jennifer Garner. She hates that Jennifer Garner is the one that had Ben's kids because it's like, oh, originally I was supposed to be the first wife. I was supposed to be the mom of his kids. We broke up. He goes and runs to her, gets married to her, has babies with her. She's still always in the picture. She's the one that everybody's saying, oh, look, Ben's been horribly miserable in every single picture that we've seen of him and J-Lo, but here he is sitting in the car laughing it up with his ex-wife. And that drives her insane because she feels like Jennifer Garner is, you know, it's like, why would you want her over me? I'm the glamorous one. She's just the down-to-earth mom that just wants to make cookies all the time and knit and do Capital One commercials. Like, I'm J-Lo, the movie star and the glamour icon, and, you know, everybody's all, ooh, look at me. And so that pisses her off so much that Spirit's saying that she's even tried to be a little bit more plain and more down to earth at home, but that hasn't worked out because that's not who she inherently is. And she does feel like, oh, like my husband is the one that's fueling all of these rumors. So they fight a lot about her, but you know, to the public, J-Lo would never want anybody to call her insecure. She would never want anybody to think that she has beef with another female over a man. So she's gonna, you know, pretend like everything is fine and dandy. But holy hell, do they have some arguments when it comes to Jennifer Garner. And Jennifer Garner sees J-Lo as manipulative. Because Ben Affleck is definitely going and running and complaining to Jennifer Garner about Jennifer Lopez. When he's staying the night in the guest house because they got in a big ass fight and he doesn't want to go home. And she's like, yeah, go sleep in the guest house. I don't care. Like, you can take the kids to school in the morning, whatever. He's sitting there talking her ear off about what a bitch J-Lo's been lately. He's told Jennifer Garner that J-Lo picks fights with him about her. So she's definitely very, you know, wise to what's going on in that household. She knows that they're not getting along. But Spirit's saying that she's, you know, the one that's trying to encourage him. Like, you married her, work it out. This isn't healthy. Like, you guys have all these kids involved. Her kids, my kids, like, you know, she's the one that's trying to encourage him to fix his household. He honestly has no desire to do that. So, but she sees J-Lo as, you know, manipulative, and it's like, whatever. But she's kind of at that point, too, where it's like, you made your bed, lay in it, and as long as she's okay to my kids, I really don't care what goes on between you guys. So, see what else Spirit has to say, and then we'll wrap it up. I didn't think Jennifer Garner would care that much, to be honest with you. She does seem like she's kind of moved on with her life, and honestly, after he said all that shit about like trying to make it seem like being married to her was so bad, that's why he started drinking so much, I would be like, yeah, have fun in your happy house. Like, you wanted to talk some shit about me when all I ever tried to do was be good to you and take care of our kids when you were a mess. Like, go have fun with J-Lo. Nobody cares, you know, like, just get your shit together because the kids don't need to see you like this. Ooh. You know what's funny is that Spirit said he had a little crush on Ice Spice when they were filming that commercial. Like, she, not in a, like, I'm gonna chase her down and have an affair on J-Lo, like, kind of way. But it did make him, like, laugh and feel a little giddy and excited. And he was just like, oh, this is fun. And she has a cute personality. And she's a cute girl. And he thought, like, he would like to work with her on stuff again. Don't forget, Ben Affleck is a really good director. And honestly, I would not be surprised if we don't see him put Ice Spice in a project in the future. Because Spirit's saying that they had a really good connection and hit it off, and he was really impressed by her. And that pissed J-Lo all the way the fuck off too. Because he was, you know, the kids were all, oh, you guys meet Ice Spice, you know, because the kids love her. And Spirit say, you know, he's coming home talking to the kids about, like, yeah, here's some pictures from the set, and she's got a drink coming out, and I can't wait for you guys to see the commercial. And J-Lo's just in the corner seething. So, okay, this is the funny thing, is that Spirit said he really looks at J-Lo like she's mean mommy. Like, oh, you are like mean mommy to me. You just want to order me around. You expect me to do certain things. You don't care about me as Ben the person. I was just pulled into this game to play a role in your life, not because you really truly cared about me and our relationship and having this blended family. And he does feel like she loves her own kids, don't get me wrong, but it's like the idea of like, look what a family we are, you know, again, it's about the optics. And he feels like he just wants to be a petulant child because that's the energy that she brings out from him. And he definitely is feeling trapped and looking for any way out of this situation. Again, the cheating card is coming up to confirm once again, and that's how this relationship will end. She's showing up as the Queen of Swords. Spirit saying to read that is a woman who's, you know, got a mouth on her and knows how to make some insults and hurt people's feelings. And he's showing up as the Page of Wands, being that petulant child when she gets into that energy. So the interesting thing is, you guys, I don't think that they really even fully live together either. I think that technically they do, but he spends a lot of time not at that house. Like, we've heard about him staying at Jennifer Garner's house, but Spirit saying there's other places that he goes to. Like, he's got an apartment tucked somewhere that he uses as an office sometimes, so he often goes and stays the night there. They do not spend a whole lot of time together. It is more so like these public appearances. And he knows that J-Lo's the one that calls the paparazzi wherever they go, and that drives him absolutely insane because he hates that. He hates the paparazzi. He hates all that in his business stuff. He knows that she's the one that does it. They argue a lot about that too. But yeah, because we've got this him trying to escape and things just hanging on by a thread right now and pretty much living separate lives. And it's really just a matter of time before everything falls apart. So anyways, guys, I am going to go ahead and wrap that up here. If you wanted to book your own personal and private reading, psychicbellalove.com. If you wanted to join us at patreon.com/psychicbellalove, we would love to have you over there. Make sure you like the video and you are subscribed. And all of my info will be linked in the description box below. I hope everybody has a good one. Bye, guys.